Hey, yo, what up? It's Pollux, and this is like my 7th or 8th try at a video this year. I think we're just gonna send it at this point. Whatever happens, it's not like anybody's gonna watch it. Just get the practice reps in. But we're gonna go over the books that I read in the first quarter of the year, March, between January and March, and I got about 10 books, plus some honorable mentions, I guess, really short stories, but I don't think those necessarily count as books, even though I'm counting a couple short stories as books. So if that gives you any idea of what we're doing here, pretty much nothing. Let's just get into it, and we'll see what happens. Maybe it's gonna be trash, and I'm just gonna be filming another video for no reason. Wouldn't be new for me. We'll start with book number 1. We're going to go in descending order in the time that I read the book. So, first book that I read of the year was Around the World in 80 Days. Yeah, 80 days for sure. Which I love this copy. Small copy, mass market paperback. Apparently they're getting rid of them, which is a real tragedy because these are handsome books. It's not that long. The first book that I ever read for pleasure that I think was Journey to the Center of the Earth by Jules Verne. And I picked this one up because, who doesn't want to read Jules Verne? They're good little books. This one was all right, to be honest. I gave it a solid 3 stars, but it wasn't great. I liked it, but it was all right. It's about a dude that decides to, on a whim, travel the world in 80 days, and he gets into some shenanigans with the side character that is always lovable, which is one of Jules Verne's kind of telltale things, which it's a good book. I give it 3 out of 5 stars. Didn't start the year with a banger, but we got some bangers coming up. All right, don't worry about it. Number 2. Probably can't tell what that is, but we'll slap a bitter picture up there. That's Huckleberry Finn by, maybe not. Huckleberry Finn by Tom Sawyer. I read this at the beginning of the year, but at the end of last year I read The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, and I hated it, to be honest. I slugged through Tom Sawyer. So when I came to Huckleberry Finn, which I bought a set, both of them, so let me see, we'll put the other one out. So right here, you know what I'm talking about? 6 set. Did I pay too much? Yes. Do I care? Not really. There's worse things I could be spending my money on, and do. But Huckleberry Finn, I give it a 4 out of 5 stars. It was pretty great, enjoyed it. Just a kid going on an adventure and getting into some shenanigans. Does it have some, non-PC themes? Yeah, it was old. It was written a while ago. Obviously, it's Huckleberry Finn. Your school might have banned it, might not have banned it. If you haven't read it, but you like adventure stories, I'd say give it a go. It's not like a crazy, high-speed science fiction fantasy story, but dude, it's a good book. It's a little bit of a long read, but would recommend. All right, 3rd book of the year, we're gonna go ahead and hit some Dostoevsky. Notes from the Underground. Let's see. Notes from the Underground. Obviously this, if you looked at the cover, it says "and the double." Didn't read the double. Read Notes from the Underground. And like all of Dostoevsky's stories, he's spitting. You hate his character, you like his character. I didn't like this guy, but some of his characters are likable. This was good. This was a solid read. Obviously, the way that he writes his characters is just unmatched. You're out here saying this guy's stupid. Then next minute you're like, okay, I think I can understand where he's coming from. And then you're sitting there asking yourself, what the fuck? I'm gonna probably have to blur that, but Notes from the Underground, would recommend. Dostoevsky, who wouldn't recommend Dostoevsky? Haters, obviously, but it's fine. Now we're getting into some of the fire, the heat, if you will. That ultra hot. And I'm not sure if this edges out 5 stars. But as I think about it more and more, I'm thinking I don't know. We'll give it a 4.9. The only reason I'm not giving it 5 stars is because the writing is a slog to get through sometimes. And that's not necessarily a problem with the author or his prose. It's just the fact that he's old as hell. And we're talking about Joseph Conrad's Lord Jim. Come on. There you go. Boom. Maybe I'll slam it up right here. But Joseph Conrad's Lord Jim. Like I said, the prose, they're a bit dated, for sure. But the content, if you can actually sit down and absorb what he's trying to say, this book is incredible. It deals with themes like regret, shame, self-loathing, redemption, and just, it's one of those books that you walk away from it and you learn something about yourself. Maybe, I don't know what you learned, but you're like, holy shit, that was a fucking good book. 4.5 out of 5, 4.75, 4.9. Fuck it, we'll give it a 5 star. Who cares? Obviously, my ratings mean absolutely nothing, so take it with like all the salt that you can get. Now, which is super unfortunate that I'm just completely unable to actually get myself to do videos, because the next book is the 4th in a series, and that series would be Dungeon Crawler Carl. Matt Dinniman is out here dropping bomb after bomb after bomb. I'm talking straight gas, heat, if you will. I mean, these books get longer and longer every single installation. But my God, I don't read series straight through. I like to, pace them out. I'll read a book from a series and then read some other stuff and then come back and read it again. But man, this one, I almost got the next installation, book 5, right off the bat, but I didn't. We moved on to some other stuff. I'm giving this one, man, goddamn, it's Matt Dinniman. I give this one 3.75. We're getting settled into the story. We're learning new stuff. It's intriguing, but the first one just hooked me big time. And also, just so you know, if you're reading these and like me, you don't know how to count the skulls. Let's see if you can see the skulls. All right, I got put on. It's the ones that aren't shaded. So this is the 4th book. There's 4 skulls unshaded. Should I have known that before, getting to the 4th book? Probably. Did I? No, because I might be a little stupid. Yeah, so book 6 is a book that you've probably all heard of, the movie version, and that would be Michael Crichton. Yeah, go ahead. You better get a close up of that one. I don't know how to pronounce that. But Jurassic Park. It's a little bit more gory than the movie. To be honest, when I was looking at reviews, people were like, it's absolutely horrific. The tone is definitely much different, much more somber. You got rain and stuff. It was a good book. I don't know how I felt about the ending. Like, I understood what Crichton was going for, and I thought that it was a good book. The ending was weird. I don't want to spoil anything, obviously. That's not cool, I guess, on YouTube. I wish I could. I would, for sure. Because, yeah, if you've read this and, like, you're the one of 6 people that's going to see this video, tell me what you thought about the ending, because, dude, I was like, yeah. Overall, though, 3 stars. 3 stars, since I hated on it so much. I think I probably gave it a little bit more because it's fun. It's dinosaurs. Who doesn't like dinosaurs? I will forfeit that seeing dinosaurs on a TV screen, probably better than reading about them, to be honest. But I had to read the book. I like reading, so that's what we got here. book, whichever one it is. I'm not counting anymore, to be honest. What 10, 9, 8, 7, maybe. Who knows? Dude, Piranesi. Let's see, get a close up, dude. It's a pretty cover. It's a handsome cover for sure. Get it in my face. Yeah. It's a handsome cover. Man, this book had the sauce. That secret sauce, you know? That secret sauce that gets it going. 5 stars, maybe? I don't know. I'm really, really hesitant to give anything 5 stars, but this one's pretty close too. We followed. Well, first of all, we start with a dude in a maybe house, maybe mansion. There's a lot of stuff going on. Honestly, I really don't want to spoil anything for it because you should go into this without knowing a single thing because it makes it that much better. I didn't really know that much, and when I started getting into it, I was hooked. No idea what was going on. No idea where we were going, but by the time we got to the end, I was mesmerized. So I don't even know what this would this be fantasy? I guess it'd be fantasy, but it's not what you would think it was. Go give Piranesi a read. Look at that book, dude. You tell me you don't want to have that on your shelf? Come on. I do have to apologize for this edition. I won't apologize because I got it from a used bookstore, and if you don't use used bookstores, you're missing out, honestly. You can grab hella books for the price of one at, Barnes & Noble, brand new. That being said, this has got to be the ugliest edition of Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep. Yeah, in small font. Don't worry. It's right there at the top. What is this? I know what it is. They printed it for the movie when Blade Runner 2049 came out, but my God. The real tragedy is the normal editions of this book are pretty cool looking, and this one just sucks, dude. I mean, goddamn. That being said, book is gas. Again, straight heat. This is definitely more of a newer pace of story for sure. You don't really have to slog through too much. You're in a, dystopian maybe future, depending on what side of the table you're on. Really, if you haven't seen the movie's pretty good too. This is not like the movie. They picked like 2 or 3 scenes, ran with it, changed a bunch of stuff, and the ending, everything. If you've seen the movie, you can read the book and it will be new to you. So I'll give this a 4. I'll give this a 4 out of 4, 4 baked beans out of, 5 rice cakes. Like, again, absolutely no rhyme or reason to my ratings. To be honest, I probably should pull them up because I actually think about it when I rate them on Fable, but pretty good. Would recommend. Give it a read. Neuromancer. Now, if you are interested in some stuff that you can't follow for a while, this will get you going. This will solve all those problems of understanding stuff. It's not that hard to understand, but narrative is intriguing, to say the least. I picked it up after probably 40 or 50 pages that we were not doing normal book stuff, because, with a lot of these like sci-fi books, you get just name drop after name drop of stuff that you've never heard before and never will otherwise. But when it came down to it, the story was actually pretty interesting. I don't know, man. The story was awesome. The writing was difficult. And it was kind of a slog sometimes, because I had to think about some crazy stuff that was being said, and like you have to make a picture of what's being told to you on the page. And if you're not super, mind picture-y, it can be rough. We'll give you a close-up. Neuromancer by the frickin' big-ass name William Gibson. 3 stars. 3 stars. 3 stars because the story was solid. 4.75. The prose were just so difficult. And it was written in like the 80s, dude. You ain't got to do that to us. It's not that deep. 3 stars. Would reread because I'm sure that I would get it way better the second time, but that would probably increase the number. Neuromancer, worth a read. Honestly, it's worth it, but god damn. Last but not least, from the author of Treasure Island. From the author of Treasure Island, we have The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Come on, give it to me. Is it even straight? Yeah, it's straight. Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I'm gonna chop that out, but you have no idea how long it took for me to get that to focus. First of all, sick copy, Easton Press. Did I pay too much? Yes. Do I love it? Yes. Will I reread it? Well, I already reread it. This was a reread of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And dude, this is the inspiration for the beloved Incredible Hulk. Mr. Hyde isn't Hulk or green, but I mean, it's a super intriguing story, very gothic, very dark, and just, I'm sure this was crazy when it came out, to be honest. Obviously, by today's standards, we got the Avengers, but Mr. Hyde's out here doing some crazy things. It's a short story. This is one of the ones where I was like, oh, well, it's technically a short story, but I'm counting it as a book because it's, it's like 100 pages or so. We're sitting at 123 pages in my edition. Give it a read. This is a 5-star book. It's a reread. It's rereadable. It's a one-day read for sure if you're like somebody that can sit down for 3 or 4 hours and read. And dude, it's awesome. This dude gets up to some shenanigans. I'm not going to spoil any of it for you, but give it a read. And that's it, dude. That's all we got for our completed reads of the year. I do have some other stuff that I'm going to show you, but yeah, so far, beginning of the year, we got some pretty freaking close to 5 stars. Nothing that, blew my mind away. To be honest, if I'm going to give a book 5 stars, then it has to kind of break into like a top 5 of my favorite books ever. And that's probably not going to happen. It's difficult for it to happen. That being said, I will tell you what I am reading currently, which would be none other than The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas. Come on. Yeah. Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas. Bruh, this is a 5-star book. I'm not even done. I'm telling you right now. This is one of those ones. I've been reading it for like 2 months. I did have to have some intrusions and get some of the other books done first. But, dude, it is 1,200 pages. 1,000 something pages, my edition, my translation. If somebody writes a 1,000-page book, it's gonna drag at some point for some reason. This did not drag. This dude is not doing no fucking Tolkien where he explains the landscape for 5 minutes or 3 pages or 25. Doesn't matter. This dude is getting straight to the point. He's cooking. Ultra hot fire. I'm almost done. That's why I'm fired up about it. I'm kind of ready to give it its 5-star designation, but I'm not quite done yet. We're going to see how far we can get tonight. It's getting a little late, so should probably get into it. That being said, I will come back and talk about this book soon. Once I'm done, and if I actually have a reason to, I guess. I don't know. I might. Apparently, nobody likes watching single book reviews on YouTube, but I might do it just for the love of the game. Second, reading SPQR Look at that book. That's a handsome cover. That's a pretty freaking book right there. Pretty floppy too. I don't know how I feel about that. Very floppy. Like look at the flop factor. Oh, come on. Look at the flop factor. That's flop. Versus like this Blade Runner right here. Not getting much flop, dude. It's stiff. It's stiffer. Most of these. I mean, this Neuromancer does have good flop. Kinda. Sorry. I don't even know if that'll make it in. I'm just being goofy. But yeah, SPQR, pretty good. It's just a history of ancient Rome, like it says literally on the cover. And yeah, it's interesting. I like it. It's nonfiction. There's not really like a underlying plot. We're just getting information. But who doesn't like Rome, dude? I think of Rome fairly often, you know, enough to read a book about it. I don't know if I'm going to have a reason to review this. I just like history and Rome's cool. And then last, or you know, maybe we'll chop it up and put it somewhere in the middle, but just covering all my bases. I like to read short stories sometimes. I like to carry short stories around because if you have like 10 minutes, you can get into a short story versus if you're reading a 1,200 page book, you're not gonna really get anything accomplished in 10 minutes. You're gonna have to reread it when you get home anyway. So we have short stories by Edgar Allan Poe and then a couple short stories by Dostoevsky again. There's levels to short stories. Edgar Allan Poe's writing like 10-page stories. Dostoevsky's pumping out like 80-page, little 80-page stories. So I just wanted to include them. That is part of what I've been reading this month. So other than that, I think that's all I got. Yeah. We'll see how much gets chopped. Maybe it all will get chopped. Maybe you won't never see this. Maybe you will. If you do see this and you're in a reading slump or you haven't read anything before, which I doubt my video is the first one you're going to watch, but you know what? Just give it a shot. Find something intriguing and just run with it. That's all I got for you guys. Later.